Hello, BC. This is Beatleman69. It's time for another Beatles album update. It's been a while since I've had a video made of my albums. I hadn't really been collecting a lot of albums lately because I don't have a record store near me. So the best I do is thrift malls out near where I live, which I usually, pick up some decent vinyl. So that being said, I'll go ahead and start showing you some albums I've collected over the past, I don't know, several months. The first one is a monocopy of the Beatles' Something New, one of my favorite U.S. albums. And everybody that may see my videos know how critical I am about these U.S. albums. But anyway, the original inner sleeve. And the label. Anyway, the vinyl's in really great shape. A little dusty, but I'll get that cleaned up. The person who sold it at the thrift mall had found this at a Goodwill store because on the back I peeled it off, but it had a Goodwill sticker on here. So I don't know what Goodwill store they found it at, but maybe I need to find out where it come from. The only thing is, this thing is what 60 years old, 50 years old. Well, do the math. It has a little split right there, and a little bit of one right here. So I get it in there, but nothing major. What I like about this is almost like the British UK Hard Day's Night soundtrack, except for a few tracks and some tracks that got added on here, which it really didn't make any sense. But if they would have just added a Hard Day's Night and a few other ones that got left off, it'd pretty much be the British version of it. But it's a pretty decent album. It's one of my favorite U.S. albums. Okay, I found this one, and I have also want to say I have a stereo version of Something New. Now I got the binaural version. Next one, another U.S. album, A Hard Day's Night, United Artists, in binaural. It was bought like this. It didn't have a plastic sleeve on it, but it's a little dirty right here, and a little dusty. Where I guess where we had wear on it. It doesn't have the original inner sleeve. I try to see if I can find an inner sleeve, but the vinyl looks like it's in pretty decent shape. And again, I hadn't played this yet. Now there's a version of this album, the pressing of this album, that has a misprint somewhere, and I'm not really sure where the misprint is, or where the misprint is actually at on here. If anybody can tell me where it is and what it is, I appreciate it. I know this much. The song "I'll Cry Instead" is actually "I Cry Instead" on the track listing, also on the label as well. So yeah, it'd be great to know where this misprint is on that album. Okay, my next album I have. This is the mono copy of the Magical Mystery Tour original pressing. Yeah, I'll just take it out of the sleeve here. There's the original booklet in there. Actually, it's not stapled in here. It's kind of coming out. I've played this album already. It's flawless. No scratches or skips. And you see the MAL from mono. The one weird thing about this, when I got it, I like I had, I don't know if you can see it or not, like burnt marks around the edges. All the way around. I don't know what was up with that. I don't know if it was in a fire, if somebody saved it. I have no idea. But it being a monocopy, and the vinyl was in excellent shape, I went and got it. It ain't real messed up. It's just got like black marks, like I said. Like maybe it was on, it got caught on fire, or maybe it might have been a house fire or something. I don't know. It was just around the edges there. And also, I picked up, and I found this too. This is a stereo version of Magical Mystery Tour, an original. And it has a little wear on the edges. I mean, you know, album is what, 48 years old. And here's the label. I hadn't played this one yet. And it has the booklet in here. So I got two versions of it. Okay, let's see here. All right. George Harrison's Gone Troppo. I'm not sure if this is a promo or just or what, but it's got like little spots on there, like somebody was marking the tracks for whatever reason. And I don't know what this here means, but album looked like it ain't hardly even been played. All right, I got this one at a antique store up in North Georgia, and I was hoping it was a paste over, but unfortunately the guy that had like a record section there obviously knew about albums, because on his little price sticker thing he said this is not a butcher. But I got it anyway because this is the yesterday and today, because this is the mono copy of yesterday and today. I have a stereo copy. Both of them are on the Capitol label. They're first press. That's a pretty decent album for compilation. I think I listened to that one. It was that one or the stereo one. And at the end of, let's see. I want to say at the end of Dr. Robert, when it started to fade out, well, when the outro, it sounded like John mumbled something right at the end of the track, and I believe it was Dr. Robert, if I'm not mistaken. It was really hard to understand what he's saying. Obviously, when Capitol wanted the tapes so they can make this, it may have got left on there in the editing because they were such a big hurry to put this out. So that's probably what happened. I ain't never heard, that on the CDs. So it's something that just didn't get left off when they shipped Capitol the tapes. And I got this. Give Peach a Chance, 12-inch maxi single. Back with Remember Love. And this is a German pressing. Right, get it on this side, you can see it. Electrola. I don't know what year this came out in. And what year the maxi single came out in. I know what year Give Peace a Chance came out in. And it's on Apple. Actually, okay, wait a minute now. I didn't really look at this. Honestly. It's got Remember Love as side 2. But side 2 is the front of the apple. Side 1 is the slice. The apple slice. I don't know how well you can see that. That's weird. That's really weird. And let's see here. One last album. I don't know if I showed this in a previous video or not. Couldn't remember. But I'm gonna go ahead and show it anyhow. This is the UK Rock and Roll Music Volume 2. Back when they took the 2-album set and split it up into 2 single albums. This is a British pressing. In its original shrink wrap. And this is original shrink. It's on the Parlophone label. And I would like to note, when I was at the thrift store and I bought the Hard Day's Night and the other albums, what was one of the other ones I bought here? And the Something New. I found some more Beatle albums. I found a Beatles 65 in a couple of places in the thrift mall. But it seems like every time I find a copy of that, the cover's tore up or the vinyl's got big scratches in it, or it just ain't worth the money, Seems like every time I find a copy of that, it's messed up. It's like I'm not meant to buy that one or something. Also, I should have took a picture of it with my cell phone. There was a copy of the Meet the Beatles in the shrink. Supposedly it's in which it probably is, an original mono pressing. And like I said, it's still in its original shrink wrap in mono. And they're wanting $350 for it. I'm led to believe it's in a first pressing of that album. It doesn't have the Gold Record Award printed on the label or anything like that. If I had the $350, I would have picked that bad boy up. but you know, I don't have $350 right now to go get it. Um, maybe maybe down the road, save up the money and go back up to that thrift mall, and hopefully nobody picks it up and I can get it. But that's just a long shot there. But it certainly would be nice to have in my collection. Um, so that was pretty interesting. At any rate, that's my vinyl collection for March 20th, 2016. Hopefully down the road I can find me some more albums. Hopefully, um, hopefully in April I can pick some up. Just gonna have to see. But anyway, I appreciate everyone watching. Um, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I don't put a video out every week or whatnot, but I do make them. So I encourage you to do that. Um, any comments or questions, leave them below. Um, I'll reply to them as I see them. Keep it positive, not negative. Well, outside of that, this is the Beatleman 69 signing off.